Hi guys, welcome back to my channel once again here on YouTube. Today I bring to you a review for WWF King of the Ring 1994, or WWE, whatever you want to label it as, but back then it was known as WWF. This was kindly suggested to me by a good friend of mine, David Mansell, to review for him. So that here we go, dude, this is for you. Thank you for your kind suggestion. Let's have a look at this then. So it's part of a Tagged Classics set, along with King of the Ring 1993, which I've already reviewed a few years ago, if you wanted to check that one out, guys. So today's focus for this video is the 1994 King of the Ring. There's the spine, the discs, and the back. And it's this side, the right hand side, we want to concentrate on, guys, because that's the 1994 King of the Ring pay-per-view tournament. So this was from June the 19th from the Baltimore, Maryland, from the Baltimore Arena in Baltimore, Maryland. We had 12,000 in attendance and a buy rate of 185,000. We had Art Donovan, who I believe was a professional football player or something. I don't really follow American football or anything, so I'm not really familiar with him, if that makes sense. But he joined the commentary team, Macho Man, and I think it was Gorilla Monsoon. I can't remember now, guys. But yeah, Art Donovan on commentary though was an absolute piss take. He was so annoying throughout. Just kept on saying shit like, "How much does this guy weigh?" Over and over again, like a fucking broken record. What a complete idiot. Don't know you, Art Donovan. I don't want to know you. I don't ever want to hear you again on commentary. Jeez. Anyway, let's get into the matches then. So we had Razor Ramon against Bam Bam Bigelow in a quarterfinal match, the first of four. This was a good match. Both of these were in the quarterfinals of the previous year's tournament of 1993. Only this time Razor is a face and not a heel. And yeah, him and Bam Bam, two big men going at it. Very cool. I didn't mind it. It was a good opener. It didn't last for too long. Give it a 3 stars out of 5. It was alright. And then we went to the second match of the quarterfinals of the King of the Ring tournament. We had IRS take on Mabel. IRS, his gimmick was okay. I preferred him in WCW when he was Michael Wall Street. I know it's quite a similar one because it's to do with money again, the gimmick, but I just didn't like the guy. Not the guy personally. I didn't like the IRS gimmick much, and he was being pushed quite good, I thought, around this kind of time period. He was against Mabel, and you know what this Mabel guy's like, guys. I mean, he goes on to, spoiler alert, win the King of the Ring 1995 tournament, and that's some fans say that's one of the worst King of the Ring tournaments of all time. And yeah, this match was it was terrible. I've got to be honest, guys. 1.5 stars I give it. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be as generous as I can for some of these ratings. I've started to give the matches ratings again now, guys, because I just thought it'd be a nice touch to bring that formula back to the reviews again, because I kind of missed it, to be honest. Owen Hart against Tatanka next. This is the third of the quarterfinal King of the Ring matches. This was probably the best match of the quarterfinal round, and Owen and Tatanka both looked really strong in this. It seemed like it could have gone either way, Both put on a solid performance. Uh, Owen obviously advanced through that, and I give that match a 3 stars out of 5. Sorry, I should have said IRS beat Mabel as well to advance, and Razor beat Bam Bam to advance in the previous 2 matches, guys. I forgot to say that. And the 4th and final match of the quarterfinal round for the King of the Ring tournament, we had the 1-2-3 Kid take on Double J Jeff Jarrett. Interestingly, Jeff Jarrett had beaten Lex Luger to qualify for this King of the Ring tournament. When I'd done my research and that, looking back at it, I thought I was quite an upset, even though it was a count-out victory, I do believe. But it's still a victory over Lex Luger, who was being pushed a year prior as the company's next top babyface to replace Hulk Hogan. But obviously he didn't really click well with the fans. It was very unfortunate because I did like the American Lex Luger, with the Lex Express and everything else. He was pretty cool. Just a shame it didn't take off very well. And yeah, to see him lose against Jeff Jarrett in a King of the Ring qualifying match seems like a big slap in the face, because a few months prior to this pay-per-view as well, he was kind of a main event of WrestleMania, because he won the was a co-winner with Bret Hart of the Royal Rumble of this year as well, and obviously both of them had a shot at Yokozuna's championship at WrestleMania, and Luger wasn't as successful as obviously Bret was that night. But yeah, it's a shame. But yeah, let's get back to this. Poor Luger though. Yeah, so 1-2-3 Kid against Jeff Jarrett. I give it a 2.5 stars out of 5. It was okay for what it was, but the poor 1-2-3 Kid got beat down after the match, and he had I think it was a neck injury after this. A storyline, obviously, guys, not real life. And yeah, he carried on the tournament with the said neck injury, and he'd play on it throughout the rest of the evening. So next up, we had the champion versus champion match. So WWF champion Bret the Hitman Hart against Intercontinental champion Diesel. Both, I believe, were baby faces at this time. So yeah, it's really hard to say who the fans, the crowd were rooting for. It seemed pretty evenly matched, and the match itself was pretty good. Both worked very well. Diesel, I mean, I was going to say Bret made Diesel look good, but that wasn't the case, because Diesel actually could work well back then, before his knees eventually gave out in the late 90s. But yeah, he's a really good worker for a big man back then, and yeah, it's a victory for Diesel, but only by disqualification after Jim the Anvil Neidhart interferes, and I'd say costs Bret the match, but Bret retains because it's a disqualification. But in a way, this was a good finish. Usually I piss and moan about these kind of finishes, but this one kind of makes sense, especially for what happens later in the evening, and it protects Bret because, he's the champion, and it didn't, damage his credibility or the championship's credibility by having him lose by DQ. And it also looked good in Diesel's favour as well. But yeah, I give that one a 3 stars out of 5, guys. We move on to the semi-final of the King of the Ring tournament. So the first match of the semi-finals, we had Razor Ramon against IRS. As I was saying earlier, the IRS gimmick, not very keen on it, but to see IRS get to the semi-final of a big tournament, especially on pay-per-view like King of the Ring, it's quite shocking. And fair play to him. He kind of deserved it, I guess. But this match against Razor, again, it wasn't a good match, and I didn't really think much of it. I only give this one a 2.5 stars. Razor Ramon advanced to the final after beating IRS. The second of the semi-final matches of the King of the Ring tournament, we had Owen Hart versus the 1-2-3 Kid in what I'd say is a fucking fantastic match. It's a shame it didn't go on longer than what it was. It was like just under 4 minutes, I do believe. They should have had more time allocated for this match. It was just absolutely fantastic for a short match. Such a great match it really was, guys. For such a short time, and both of them look really, really good. This could have been the finals of the tournament, but for a semi-final match, and obviously the 1-2-3 Kid was sporting that kayfabe neck injury, so that kind of went in Owen Hart's favor. But the Kid, he put up one hell of a fight. It was one hell of a match. It really was, guys. Give that one a 4 out of 5 stars match rating for that. Very good. Very good semi-final match. And it made up for the Razor IRS match for the other semi-final, in my opinion. So Owen Hart beats the 1-2-3 Kid and advances to the final to face Razor later in the evening. Excuse me, guys. Next up, we had the WWF World Tag Team Championship on the line, with the Head Shrinkers defending their championship against Yokozuna and Crush. Now, this version of Crush, I didn't mind. I actually did like this one. It was an improvement of the colourful Crush, the babyface Crush from Hawaii, and I didn't really like that one. He was too colourful, and I don't know. He just wasn't likable. I know that was the cartoon era kind of time, but I'm glad he turned heel and brought back his face paint and everything from his like demolition days, and he was pretty badass as a heel. And him and Yoko as a tag team, they seemed to work pretty well. And it was a shame they didn't win, but it was an entertaining-ish kind of match for what it was. Good tag team pairing though, Yokozuna and Crush. I did like that, definitely. But I give that one a 2.5 stars out of 5 match rating, guys. So yeah, the Head Shrinkers retain their WWF Tag Team Championship. Next up is the finals of the King of the Ring tournament. So Owen Hart against Razor Ramon, and this, guys, should have been the main event of this pay-per-view. It was absolutely fucking fantastic, and both wrestlers were amazing. I didn't know. Obviously, I knew who wins the tournament before I watched this, but I didn't know who I would want to win because both of them deserved it. Both of them were amazing, and I do like both wrestlers as well. I give this match a 4.5 out of 5 star rating. It was just unbelievable. Really was, guys. An absolute classic. So that's 2 really good tournament matches, both featuring Owen Hart throughout this pay-per-view. And yeah, that's arguably match of the evening. It's very close. I was going to say maybe the Owen Hart versus the 1-2-3 Kid, but because it was so short, that match, I put that one second. But that doesn't mean that wasn't good. It was fucking cool as well. But Owen versus Razor, if you haven't seen that, guys, that tournament final, absolutely cool. And then Owen Hart picking up the victory, obviously, and then crowning himself the King of Hearts. What a fantastic way to end the King of the Ring tournament on this pay-per-view, on this evening. Great stuff. But the matches weren't over yet. We still had a main event to go, which I wasn't too keen on. I'm sorry, guys, to put a downer on it now. After all that celebration and everything, the coronation or whatever of Owen, we had Rowdy Roddy Piper against Jerry the King Lawler, and to me, this didn't deserve to be the main event. It wasn't even that good as well. No disrespect to both wrestlers, but I just didn't like this. It wasn't really for me. Piper picking up the victory, and I'll give it a 2 out of 5 match rating for that one, guys. Yeah, so the evening ended on a bit of a low note for me, but that's just my opinion on this pay-per-view, guys. And, you know, it's just my review. You guys might view it differently. You might be big fans of Jerry Lawler and Roddy Piper. I like Roddy Piper. He's really cool. But him and Lawler in the main event of a pay-per-view, it just didn't seem right. So overall, I give this a score of 7.5 out of 10. Hope you've enjoyed this review, David, and everyone else watching this. If you have any other suggestions for reviews, please leave them in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up if I deserve one today, and feel free to subscribe if you haven't done so already. I've got another review request from my good friend Al for WWE's No Way Out 2003, which I hope to cover possibly next week. It'd be nice if I can get one review out per week, but we got to see. I've just got to balance personal life, health, and everything else. We'll just see how we get on. But yeah, guys, thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. It was a good King of the Ring. Not as good as 1993, but it was still good. Yeah, so 7.5 out of 10. Thank you for watching, guys. Stay safe. I'll catch you again soon for another video. Goodbye for now.